Hello guys. Okay, today I'm back to share with you again the second dream that actually indicates that someone is going to pass away. I had already there is a previous video that I already did that actually does indicate that someone is going to pass away. I have already shared that, and for those who have not seen the video, please you can go through my channel and you'll see the video that I had done first. That I already did the first video, and I shared the first dream that actually indicates that someone is going to pass away. So today I'm going to share the second dream that actually does indicate that someone is going to pass away. So for those who have already watched the first video, you remember I shared that around 2016 I had this dream of a funeral procession around 2016, and 6 years later my father passed away. Now 5 years later down the line, after the first dream that I had, 5 years later down the line, and that's I think it was around 4 years to 5 years later. I can't actually remember the exact dates, but maybe, if I'm not wrong, maybe it was late 2020 or early 2021, if I'm not so wrong about it. And I had this dream where it was just like, I remember, guys, I said that I'm sharing this from my own personal experience. Okay, I'm not sharing this from hearsays or from what other people always say. I'm just sharing this from my own personal experience, from what I've actually gone through. The dreams that actually I had that indicated that my father was going to pass away, and I didn't pay attention, and actually he did pass away later, in 2022 March. So the second dream that I had this dream where it was like I saw my father laying in a casket. Like my father was dead in a casket, but the casket was open. And I was just standing there watching him in that casket, and he was dead, and the casket was open. You know, that dream, like, it happened for, like, I was in that dream, let me assume, like, maybe for 30 minutes, where I was just watching my father dead in a casket. And that casket was open, it wasn't closed, but he lay there dead. Now when I woke up, actually I was kind of disturbed, and I asked myself, why did I dream seeing why did I have this dream of seeing my father dead in a casket? And then I was just like there watching him in that casket. Then, you know, in our culture, most of the time, the way I interpreted that dream, in our culture, most of the time we do believe that when you dream that someone is dead, it means that that person actually ate a lot, and that person actually like ate a lot until he was oversatisfied, or until he or she was oversatisfied or full. That's the common interpretation of the dreams that we always have, of seeing or of dreaming that someone is dead. In our culture, it's believed that when we dream that someone is dead, it's kind of, it actually, most of the people actually always interpret that the person is actually, the person actually ate a lot and got oversatisfied. I hope I'm passing my message. So then I told myself, my father maybe he could have eaten a lot yesterday night before he slept. Like, for me, that was the interpretation that I had, because in our culture that's what most of the people believe. And then there are these people who always say that when you see someone in a casket, it doesn't necessarily mean that that person is going to pass away. Most of the people who interpret that dream, that when you see someone dead in a casket, it actually means that person is going to have a very long life. So for me, actually, I interpreted my dream in those two ways, that either my father had eaten a lot and he was oversatisfied, or two, it actually meant he was going to live long. Now, the thing that I forgot is there are people who are actually reverse dreamers, and there are people who are actually direct dreamers. For me, actually, I didn't even know that I was receiving, that was a very, very direct dream that was actually telling me that my father was going to pass away. So for me, I interpreted the dream in the reverse, where some people say that when you see someone dead in a casket, it actually means that person is going to live long, or maybe that person ate a lot and he was oversatisfied. So at some point, when I thought about that, I said, I told myself that dream isn't that serious, because this is how people mostly interpreted it. I didn't know that actually. I didn't actually understand that uh, I was a direct dreamer. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that actually I was, that dream was direct. It wasn't symbolic, like it wasn't symbolic in a reverse way. It was actually a direct dream. And something that I would also like to share, please pay attention to your dreams, and you have to get to know if you are a direct dreamer or a reverse dreamer, because there are people who are reverse dreamers. They dream of something, but that thing comes in a reverse way. And there are people who are direct dreamers. Most of my dreams, by the way, they are always direct. Like, if I can analyze my dreams so well, 70, let me say 70% of my dreams are always direct. Most of them are always direct. So please, when you have a dream, analyze your dreams and get to understand, are you a direct dreamer or a reverse dreamer? So for me, you see, I interpreted that dream in a reverse manner, yet it was a direct dream. You see, I saw my father lying dead in a casket, and I was like, it just means he's oversatisfied. He was oversatisfied, or he was going to live a long life, which was actually wrong on my part. And then something very funny, like to me, God actually really always tried to communicate to me in so many ways, but I wasn't that person that paid attention. I did not pay attention, because something very strange, when I had that dream of my father lying in a casket, died, when I saw my father dead in a casket, something very funny is, 2 days after that dream, my mother woke up in the morning and told me, "Hey Nancy, today I had a very strange dream, and I actually don't know what that dream meant." And I asked her, what did you dream? Then my mother told me, "I dreamed that you were really, really crying, like seriously crying, and it was more of mourning, not even crying, like you are really, really crying, and saying that whatever you wanted from him," now I'm putting this in quotes, now my mom was telling me that I was crying in her dream, like my mom had that dream, that I was crying and saying, "Whatever I wanted from him, he gave me. Whatever I ever wanted from him, he gave me." You see? And then mom was like, in that dream, it was like your father had passed away. And remember, this was just 2 days after having this dream of where I saw my father in a casket. Now, 2 days after, my mom is like, mom had this dream where she saw me really crying over my father. And in her dream, it was like I was crying over my father who had passed away. And I was seeing in my dream that my father always gave me whatever I always wanted. And by that, it's very true. Like, my father always gave me whatever I ever wanted. So, then I was kind of shocked. And I asked myself, why is it that 2 days ago I saw my father dead in a casket, although it was open? And then 2 days later, my mom is telling me that in her dream I was mourning over my father's death. It kind of bothered me. And then, I joked to my mom, because like I told you guys earlier, in our culture, we always say that when you dream that someone has passed away, it always means that that person has eaten well or has eaten too much and he's over full, he's over satisfied, you see. So then I joked to my mom and told her, it means nowadays dad is really actually eating so much, like he's really actually eating too much. And then mom said, yeah, you know, most of the time when you dream that someone has passed away, most of the time that person has just eaten a lot. Now you see how we misinterpreted that dream. Like you see how we actually misinterpreted that dream. Then, but it kind of actually bothered me that 2 days after I had seen my father in a dead in a casket, and then my mom later dreamed that I was mourning over my father. And by the another thing that I would like guys you should also watch out for. You are not supposed to mourn for someone in a dream. Most of the time, when you mourn that someone is dead in a dream, that person is actually going to pass away. Mourning in a dream is also a sign of death in a dream. And you know, so again, I'm talking this from my own personal experiences, not from my hearsays, not from rumors. You see, so then I was like, wow, it means now for the way, but I didn't tell my mom the dream that I actually had 2 days prior, her dream. You see, so we both interpreted the dream that my father had eaten too much and he was oversatisfied, because that's what we always believe in our culture. Although actually that dream actually bothered me for some time, but I said maybe it just means that my father has eaten a lot and he was oversatisfied. But actually that dream wasn't like that, because in 2022 my father actually passed away. So guys, please subscribe to my channel. I would like to share more and more with you guys, and I'm doing this with a lot of passion because I see so many people. I've come across so many people who always just say that dreams are just dreams, like, you know, dreams just happen for no reason. No, dreams just don't happen for no reason. And you know, you have to really pay attention, because sometimes God will be warning you so many times that God wants to save you so many times. You see, like God wants to save you through those dreams, and if you don't pay attention, you are going to actually lose a lot, and as in, your life is going to be affected in a very negative manner. And I repeated this, guys, dreams are not always dreams, just dreams. I mean, they're not always just dreams. Dreams do always carry a message. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll come back with a part 3. I'll come back with part 3. I'm going to share all of the dreams. Bye.